all of you who are skeptical about the concept of using debt to create wealth, or you're into the topic or you're into the concept, but you're trying to figure out what type of opportunities you can get into once you have access to capital. I have a client example I'm going to give you right now that explains how a client is taking 2 business credit cards and 1 line of credit and turning those over to other business owners, providing capital for their business activity, sitting back, letting the money get exercised and getting a massive return on their money without lifting a finger once the agreement is set. That client has 2 business credit cards, one at about $15,000, the other at $23,000, and the line of credit is at $25,000. He came in to get a limit increase on his existing business credit card. We got into a conversation about what he's doing. He explained to me one of his primary functions with his business credit cards, how he's been able to turn those into profitable lines of credit, if you will, is he works with real estate investors, particularly in the short-term rental space, that acquire Airbnbs and VRBOs, if you will, short-term rentals, through rental arbitrage, right? So basically meaning that they go in and lease out properties from existing property owners. So they don't buy the properties. Some of you may be familiar with this strategy. To some of you, this may be brand new, but a lot of people in the short-term rental space are doing this. It kind of limits their skin in the game as far as being stuck with the property and gives them a lower overhead of initial money they need to get started in the business. So he partners with 1 or 2 of these investors in the local area, and they do the work, get the property under a contract, a lease agreement. And what he does with his business credit cards is he comes in, and of course he's using a 0% offer on these cards while he has multiple cards, and he's in the process of getting more cards. So he's playing on the 0% interest offers that are available. He's funding the furniture for these short-term rentals. It's crazy, right? He's funding the furniture for these short-term rentals. So let's just say that, a short-term rental investor is buying a property and they are getting a property that's going to need, Airbnbs, this is a hospitality business. So obviously it has to be really nice decor and furniture and things of that nature. A lot of these investors who are doing this rental arbitrage strategy don't have a ton of cash, or they don't want to use it. So what he does is he goes in and he offers that $10,000, $15,000 worth of furniture to fund for the furniture. And he puts the money out, he buys the furniture. Of course, there's agreements and terms and everything like that. But he gets in, buys the furniture for him, supplies it, and he shares revenue profits. He shares the revenue from the Airbnb once it's up and going. It's phenomenal. Imagine your ability to buy $10,000 in furniture. You have 0% interest, let's just call it, for 12 months. And in the process of getting your $800+ back for your principal, you may lay another $300, $400, $500 a month, or whatever that number looks like, on top of that in actual cash flow. Now imagine if you had about 4 or 5 of these business credit cards, all at 0% interest for 12 or more months, all with $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 limits on them, and you found 5 different investors, or 1 investor who's buying 5 different properties or renting out 5 different properties. Do you see how quickly you can replace a part-time or even full-time income using business credit cards and lines of credit to simply invest in someone else's business that you can trust and get back cash flow without lifting a finger? He's doing the same thing, or working on doing the same thing with his line of credit with fix and flippers, or those who do BRRRR method, buy, renovate, rehab, repeat. He's going in and funding the rehab portion. A lot of these individuals, again, they're capital constrained. Money's harder to come by now. It's more expensive. He's providing this at great value, easy terms, and he's going to get back massive returns on that money. He puts up $20,000 to help do cosmetic work on a rehab, turn around and he might get an extra $5,000. He get his principal back and an extra $5,000. It's a 25% return on your money, doing absolutely nothing in less than a year's time. Absolutely insane. This is the type of thought process many of you are missing who criticize the concept of using debt and leverage to scale up a business, or even for investment opportunities, funding other people's business activity. Plenty of people out here have businesses going that they're working hard on, or looking to get off the ground, that are willing to do the work and don't have access to capital. You can be the bank. Very simple terms, relatively safe circumstances if you find people to do business with that you can trust. and get massive cash flow sitting back doing almost nothing. Wanted to bring this to you to get you thinking. So many of you out there who are not, sure of how to make profit on these opportunities, or you're just completely doubting this as a concept, I'm telling you right now, there's so much money to be made. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist or some extremely well-connected person to figure it out. There are people right underneath your nose who have great business operations that just need capital for a period of time. You can provide that funding gap. You can do it legitimately and get massive returns on the back end. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. I want you to comment down below and let me know, has any of this got your wheels turning? Do you have criticisms for the strategy? Drop that in the comment section below as well. I also want you to let me know, what does your business operation look like? What would you like to fund if you had access to this capital? Comment down below. If you want to learn more about me, start in the description and work your way to the About section of the channel. And of course, subscribe, like, share this to anybody you believe will get value from it. Other than that, I want y'all to stay focused. Stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.
This is JP from Blueprint for Prosperity Network, a channel dedicated to helping you increase your net worth through relationship banking, maximizing your borrowing capacity, the proper use of life insurance, and the ownership of real estate. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading content on a daily basis to help you customize your blueprint for prosperity.